So thank you all for being here tonight. Before we jump into our program today, in light of the events that happened this morning in Farmington Hills, I'd like to invite Theresa, Mayor Rich, up to give you a brief announcement.
Good evening. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the tragic fire that occurred this morning, which resulted in multiple injuries to our dedicated public safety experts and several members of our community. Our community has been deeply affected. On behalf of the entire city, our community partners, my fellow council members, our thoughts are with those who were injured and their families during this difficult time. This city is profoundly grateful for the bravery of our fire and police departments, whose courage in responding to this incident and so many others is nothing short of extraordinary. Let's keep them all in our thoughts.
All right. Well, thank you again for being here tonight. My name is Susan Arlin. I am the CEO of the Greater Farmington Area Chamber of Commerce. Round of applause. We're so excited to be here and to host this event and to host you so that we can showcase not only what the Chamber does, but also what our great cities are up to and our school systems as well. So, first of all, how about that music from Farmington Community Band? Yeah, there's something special. Thank you to Farmington Area Fiber City for sponsoring that music for us tonight. And thank you to all of our sponsors. How many of you had an opportunity to go up to the Business Expo before you came here? Yeah. Thank you so much to T-Mobile Fiber and Corewell Health Farmington Hills for sponsoring that amazing event and opportunity to showcase our local businesses direct to our communities. We also want to give a special shout out to the Farmington High School girls tennis team who busted their butts to get all the vendors' materials up to the Business Expo. So huge shout out. And also our VIP reception brought to you by Another Way Pregnancy Center and Henry Ford Health in West Bloomfield. Thank you very much for your support. And lastly, a shout out to North Farmington High School String Quartet. Was that beautiful or what? So thank you, a huge thank you to our presenting sponsor for tonight's State of the Cities, Oakland Community College. Before we get started, I want to be sure to recognize a few of our honored guests tonight. Would you please raise your hand, or even better, stand up? Senator Mary Cavanaugh. State Representative Samantha Steckloff. County Commissioner William Miller. The Honorable Judge Marla Parkins. State Representative Kelly Breen. Oakland County Treasurer Robert Wittenberg. State Representative Jason Hoskins. County Commissioner Gwen Markham. Thank you so much for being here for our State of the Cities. There are also so many other members in our audience that are members of the commissions and the committees. Would you raise your hand if you are on or have served on one of our commissions or committees? Thank you. Thank you for your service. You help to make our communities all that they are. And lastly, I'd like to recognize the efforts of several more people who went above and beyond to make this event a huge success. Vicki Sullivan, would you stand up, please? Vicki and her team, Chris and Laura, Cindy, were absolutely a major help in making this event what it is. In addition, Ellen Schnackle, Carolyn Silvaggi, and the entire Hawk team for putting on this event. Thank you so much. And we have volunteers from the Chamber and Farmington Public Schools that have made this a really special event. And I'd like to introduce our talented team of our American Sign Language interpreters, Amanda Duda and Carrie Strom. So thank you all. I'm here today representing our team at the Greater Farmington Area Chamber of Commerce. Please welcome Erica Lewis, Business Development Manager, and Alex Mott, our administrative assistant, who's in the back there. Dynamic team that we have at the Chamber that makes everything happen for you. Also, please raise your hand if you're a member of our Board of Directors. They're so shy. We are incredibly blessed to have an amazing Board of Directors who support and contribute to our success. Thank you so much. The Greater Farmington area is a conduit for businesses to connect with other fellow businesses and community partners through powerful networking, promotion, and education to achieve their goals. We've spent the last year strengthening our internal structure to focus on our members and their needs. We thrive on connecting the dots and lead to both increased business and personal growth. The results are fantastic. Last year, we welcomed 205 new members to the Chamber. Yeah, I'll accept that. We've conducted 29 ribbon cuttings for businesses that either just opened or celebrated landmark anniversaries. We hosted over 120 networking events to provide opportunities for our members to connect with each other, and we added 3 new programming opportunities, all focused on leadership skills. Our Young Professionals Group, our Women's Plus Business Committee, both have featured speakers every month with an educational component. And our quarterly Leadership Out Loud series, which is geared all things women but is open to everybody, has sold out for 3 sessions in a row, and we're now increasing the frequency of that. One of the things we're most proud of, though, is that we partnered with Operations School, a local nonprofit in our area. If you're unfamiliar with them, they're an amazing group. We partnered with them to receive the MEDC grant funds to create an entrepreneurial hub that is focused specifically on improving the diversity within our business community, and provide opportunities for historically excluded populations to expand their presence and become a part of our community. Sure. Thank you. So far, we have welcomed 50 of those businesses as of 2 weeks ago into our community, and I'm very excited to say that one of those members currently has an office space in Farmington Hills when they did not before, and a second one is negotiating her lease for a brick and mortar located here in Farmington Hills as well. So congratulations to all of our members who are helping to provide this cohesive, engaging, and inclusive community that makes our cities our homes. So I could definitely go on for hours and talk to you all about how great the Chamber is. But in summary, I leave you with these 3 thoughts. The state of our Chamber is strong. The state of our Chamber is growing, and the state of our Chamber is committed. Please allow me now to introduce Peter Provenzano, Chancellor of Oakland Community College. Chancellor Peter Provenzano is a fixture on OCC campuses as he works to infuse a shared vision for student and community success with genuineness and endless energy. Since joining the college in 2014, Provenzano has led several major initiatives, including focusing on the college's strategic goal to double the number of students who graduate by 2028. He empowers every OCC student to succeed through academic excellence, a focus on equity and inclusion, and a collaborative, mission-based employee culture. He listens equally to the needs and voice of the community. In his second year as chancellor, he led the passage of a $45 million 10-year millage renewal with a resounding 72% voter approval. Please join me in welcoming Chancellor Peter Provenzano to the stage.
Well, thank you, Susan. Really appreciate the opportunity to brag about OCC. Whenever I have an opportunity to talk about all of the amazing things that are happening, I never pass it up. But the one thing that I have my work cut out for me tonight is there's so many things to pick from, and I promised Susan I would do this in 10 minutes or less. So let's see if we can do this, because it really is an amazing place to work as well as go to school. And this is a big year for us. We're celebrating our 60th anniversary, and the future looks bright. As you may have heard me talking about, all of the things that we're doing to adapt to a changing landscape in higher education. The world is changing, and we're adapting along the way with bold plans, and those plans are working. I am proud to say that we are entering our 5th straight year of enrollment growth, and it's not just that community colleges are growing across the board. That enrollment growth is actually 3 times greater than the average growth for a higher ed institution in the state of Michigan. We're really proud of that. And this is, thank you very much. And what's really important here is that for 7 years straight, we've actually increased the graduation rate with every cohort. And that's really what it's all about. It's not just about being the biggest. It's not about just increasing enrollment. It's about helping students succeed and progress so that they actually come to OCC and walk out with that degree, credential, or certificate that they've worked so hard on. And the reason that they're graduating is that we are finding really creative ways to help incentivize them to stay in school, to take more classes. And that's important because the more classes students take, the faster they finish. And like all human beings, the faster we finish something, the more likely we are to finish. And so we're really proud of that graduation rate, and it really goes back to us coming out and saying, look, we need to double the graduation rate in the next 5 years, and so I'm proud to say that we're on our way to doing that. We're also working hard to become a mission-driven, data-driven organization, as acknowledged by our employees here, and our most recent satisfaction survey from our students came back very strong, very positive. Our students love what we do. They love it at OCC, and they're spreading the word, and I can't help but feel that's another reason why our enrollment continues to grow, especially our dual enrollment. So our high school dual enrollment and our early college programs are the highest that they've ever been in history. And that's because, yes, it's very important because the sooner we can introduce a college education to students, the more likely they are to continue on in higher education, which is so important. And we've been able to increase our dual enrollment as well as our early college programs by building strong relationships with our K-12 school districts, especially Farmington Hills schools. And I want to thank Dr. Kelly Coffin for her partnership and helping us create a situation and create programs where we work together, where high school students, when they graduate from high school, they've actually already earned those college credits, which is a huge, huge boost in their confidence as well as their ability to succeed. So thank you, Dr. Coffin. I really appreciate your partnership in that. Now, some other news out there that I thought you might like to use or to know about. First, one of the things that I heard in the VIP reception, everybody was asking me, what is the status of your building H? renovation. So as many of you know, a number of years ago, we came out with a bold new plan to reduce our footprint, and we decided to move all of our health sciences from our Southfield campus as well as our Highland Lakes campus right here to Farmington Hills. And we're very excited about this. We're going to move all of our health sciences, and we're going to renovate our Building H, which is the former gym and pool that has been closed for a number of years. And I'm so excited about this because we're going to have on the first floor, we're going to have all of our health sciences. And then what we're going to do is utilize those tall ceilings that we had from the pool as well as the gym. And we're going to build a second floor. And we're going to have science labs. So we call them wet labs, but we'll have chemistry labs, biology labs, physics labs, all in one building. On the first floor, all of our health sciences will be able to work collaboratively together. And we're actually expanding the building a touch to build a dental hygiene lab so that all of you can go and get your teeth cleaned at a reduced rate. It's a great way for our students to practice and learn, and so we're really excited about this. In fact, I've got some pictures that I want to share with you. These are some architectural renderings of what that building is going to look like. We're super excited. For many of you who have seen our old Building H, this looks nothing like that old Building H, and so we're really excited that we've been able to repurpose it in such a meaningful way and create vibrancy on the west side of our campus. We're anticipating that this will be open the spring of 2027, and quite honestly, it cannot happen quick enough. So we're really excited about that. It's something we've been talking about for a while. The other thing that you've been hearing me talk about for almost close to 10 years now is our new Culinary Institute that we're building in downtown Royal Oak. As you know, we've had a Culinary Institute right here in Farmington Hills. How many people are familiar with our Culinary Institute? Good, that's great to see. But there's so many people from around Oakland County that just don't know that it exists. It's in Farmington Hills. It's buried in the middle of the campus. And so it's dire need of renovation. So what we decided to do a number of years ago is move it to downtown Royal Oak so that it's more accessible to the public. And you can see I'm sharing with you some slides. This is the spring 2023 picture when construction was just beginning. We've got a fall of 2024 construction, and it's amazing if you drive down Main Street in Royal Oak. We've made huge progress since, but ultimately this is the beautiful building that it will become. And we anticipate that it will be opened this summer. We'll be moving in for classes for this fall. And you can see a picture there to the right. That's a picture of this amazing restaurant. So 3 floors in this building. On the 3rd floor, we'll have a restaurant. 2-story windows, lots of light, absolutely beautiful. We'll have a bar, pizza oven, we're super excited about. On the 1st floor, we'll have a marketplace. It'll be open all week long. During the day, we'll serve breakfast and lunch, and it's a great way to come, stop by, grab something quick, and really help out our students and their learning. So we're super excited about the Culinary Institute that's coming into Royal Oak. We're also very excited about the fact that we're doubling down on our emergency services training. That's something that many of you are familiar with. Super excited about this. In fact, what I like to say is in Oakland County, when you call 911, chances are that the dispatcher or the police officer, firefighter, paramedic, maybe even the nurse in the hospital were all trained at OCC. And we're doubling down on that program. It's a growing program, and we're going to do that by investing heavily at our Auburn Hills campus. We're building a new gun range, pistol range, as well as a rifle range. You'll have the ability for the officers I see in the audience, you'll be able to drive your vehicle into that range for special maneuvers. But we're also going to be building an indoor tactical training center, and this is an image of what it's going to look like on the outside. But here's a kind of a layout of the schematic of the inside of it, of what will be our indoor tactical training center. Picture a large airplane hangar with mock rooms that are set up for simulation. We'll have a school for active shooter training. We'll have a restaurant, as well as an office building to train local law enforcement at that facility. And so that's something that we're really proud of, and something that we've been talking to all the local agencies, and they said that Oakland County is in desperate need of. And that's something that we're going to continue to invest in, because we continue to be the community's training center. because we were created by the community, and it's something that we're very proud of. In fact, we just welcomed the new police chief, Chief Piggott, who's the new chief of Farmington Hills, who's not only an OCC grad, but also one of our trainers. So I want to congratulate the chief again. And you've really done OCC proud, so really, really appreciate the work that you're doing in the community. And we're going to continue to be in the community. In fact, one of our favorite events is the Farmington Farmers Market. So if you come by, take a visit us in the spring, summer, and fall. Oftentimes we have our public safety officers there. We're recruiting students, but everyone loves when we bring our culinary institute there and they do little samples of food, and it's just a great way to give back to the community, and so it's super exciting. And I would be remiss if I didn't end by saying thank you to our amazing Board of Trustees who are elected district-wide. Without their support, OCC could not be the thriving college that it is. In fact, we have one of our trustees, Dr. Pamela Jackson. Pam, if you want to wave briefly. Appreciate Pam's support. She was our board chair prior to this. Now she's our secretary, and we couldn't do it without her and the rest of the board's support. So to conclude, I think I was able to do it hopefully within the 10-minute allocation. To conclude, what I always like to tell everybody is, as we celebrate our 60th anniversary, if you like the first 60 years, where do you see the next 60? Thank you. And I promised Joe that I would put his picture up before I left the podium so that he got a little bit extra face time as I leave the stage. So thank you.
Thank you again. That was amazing. It is now my privilege and pleasure to introduce Mayor Joseph LaRussa. He's a registered professional engineer in the state of Michigan with more than 25 years of diversified experience in the industrial, public, and nonprofit sectors. Joe was first elected to City Council in 2017 and served as Mayor Pro Tem from 2019 to 2023 prior to becoming the mayor of Farmington. He's been a champion for the infrastructure renewal and redevelopment in the city and has helped lead transformational change. In addition to serving on City Council, Joe serves as the chair for the Farmington Brownfield Redevelopment Authority and the Retiree Health Care Board of Trustees. He's been Farmington's delegate to the Southeast Michigan Council of Governments, and if I recall correctly, hasn't there been an uptick in that? I'll let you do that. Since 2018, and is currently vice chair of that organization. And he serves on the Board of Trustees for Michigan Municipal League. Joe is the owner of Supremo Consulting and Advisory Services, serving clients with strategic planning, operationalization, and project management. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering and 2 master's degrees, all from University of Michigan, Dearborn. Please welcome Mayor Joseph LaRussa.
Okay, so you all know what's coming next. This is not your first rodeo with me at the podium, right? Who guessed it? That's right. Assistant Manager Lindora wins. All right, so it is April Fool's Day, but please keep it tasteful. There are children present. Woo! All right, yeah, woo! All right, good job. You all win. Okay, that's the end of my speech. No, just kidding. Yeah, Good evening and welcome to all of our residents, business owners, visitors, and friends. I come before you once again for my second State of the City address with pride and the privilege that I have to inform each and every one of you that the state of our community, the state of our city, is strong. This is a claim that I make for a number of reasons. Reasons that I remain convinced that Farmington is the best place to call a home, to run a business, and to build a life. It starts with Farmington's sense of place, the fabric of our community. One of the first threads in that fabric is our city's history. 2024 marked our bicentennial, and Farmington celebrated all year long, marking old traditions and starting new ones. Here's a short video capping off our year. right? Everything you saw in that video was the result of dedication and engagement from our Bicentennial Committee, charged with the responsibility of planning and executing a Jubilee year for the city. In addition to the committee members, I want to thank Councilwoman Maria Taylor and Assistant to the City Manager Melissa Andrade for their tireless efforts and the first-class experiences that they provided to Farmington for its 200th birthday. Another important thread in our community fabric is safety. Farmington's sense of place benefits from being one of the safest communities around. Our city continues to boast one of the strongest safety records anywhere in Michigan, with measurable results that are best in class. As part of their recent accreditation review, the Farmington Public Safety Department reported an annual average of 10,212 documented contacts with citizens over the past 5 years. In that same time frame, on average, only 4 citizen complaints were made per year. That's 0.03% of the total interactions that our public safety department has with its residents. And And I'm taking notes because I can assure you my complaint percentage is not that low, so I'm definitely taking notes. The department also prides itself on fast response time, and in 2024, public safety, under the leadership of Bob Johannesson, pursued a change in our ambulance transport service. The resulting collaborative agreement allows for Farmington Hills ambulances to serve the city of Farmington, and committed response times are down 58%. In some cases, actual response times have been reduced as much as 83%. Thank you. Yep. Because this kind of speed saves lives. I want to thank Public Safety Director Johannesson and his department for their peerless professionalism and commitment to their values to protect life and property in Farmington. Now, while sense of place may seem like an abstract concept, there's no doubt that the physical spaces in Farmington are some of the coolest around. My friend Dan Gilmartin, who's the executive director of the Michigan Municipal League, has often said, when people announce that they're moving to a place like Chicago, they don't immediately follow up with, well, it's because the taxes are low and the regulatory environment is very favorable. We christened our own cool new spaces because Farmington invests to make them welcoming, inviting, and cool. I give you Dine & Park. This is the before picture. This universally accessible pocket park activated a space on the west side of Farmington Road. Now, I know that that was an April Fool's joke that somebody just played on me. With apologies to Mayor Rich. In fact, I might just hold it to make sure it stays right there. This universally accessible pocket park activated a space on the west side of Farmington Road to offer people someplace to linger with friends, with a syndicate beverage in the district, or simply with their thoughts by the fire. Dine & Park was funded in part by a crowdfunding campaign that allowed us to bring this unused space to life. I encourage all of you to pay it a visit and enjoy your time there. On the heels of this successful project, Farmington pursued the activation of another public space at the corner of Grand River and Farmington. For years, one of our most iconic historic structures, the Mason Lodge, was obscured by a large landscape installation. This was Farmington's first city hall, a symbol of collaboration and partnership that extends to the present day. You can almost see it when the leaves are off the trees, but when it's in full foliage, you can't see that building at all. The Farmington Downtown Development Authority assembled multiple grants and another crowdfunding campaign, together with a creative agreement with the Masons, to establish a new public space we've dubbed Mason's Corner. This new space reveals the lodge and welcomes people to enjoy special features like a new couples swing, a functional artwork that was commissioned specifically for the project, and a fire feature art piece that will accentuate the corner. This space will be ready very soon, so keep an eye on the city's social media for the upcoming opening celebration for Mason's Corner. These innovative projects would not be possible without the vision, determination of DDA Executive Director Kate Knight and her DDA Board of Directors. I'm very grateful for Director Knight's leadership, vision, and creativity, and I'd like to thank her and the board publicly for all they do to make downtown Farmington the envy of the region. And I can say the envy of the region because Farmington attracted the attention of Local 4 Detroit, which decided to host their In Your Neighborhood segment in downtown Farmington in February of 2024. The Local 4 crew highlighted the best of the city, organic media coverage that is a direct result of the vision, policies, and hard work of everyone at City Hall. I want to thank David Murphy, our city manager, for his vigilance and commitment to the Farmington way. His leadership is essential to the success of our city, and his steadiness keeps Farmington's long-term vision on track. And for those of you who are keeping track of who you see on the screen, there's Susan right there in her high-vis gear with the Run Club every week. The city's sense of place contributes real benefits to Farmington residents. In addition to cool experiences and vibes, property owners continue to enjoy rising values. The median sale price of homes in Farmington, and there were not many for sale last year, rose 2.2% in 2024. And our city boasts median home values that are 32% higher than those across the Southeast Michigan region, according to the Southeast Michigan Council of Governments, or SEMCOG. More housing inventory will come available in 2025 as our key projects, Hillside Towns and Legion Square, make substantial progress toward completion. These two developments will bring new housing stock, targeting the housing shortage, to Farmington 80% faster than economic forecasters predicted. And the Hillside Towns project will add a promenade park and a fully accessible ADA-compliant direct connection between Riley Park and Shiawassee Park. If you're looking to get closer to downtown Farmington, keep your eyes open for these opportunities. In order for Farmington to maintain its high desirability, we must be nimble and efficient. While there are plenty of conversations at the state and federal levels about efficiency, I can tell you here at the local level, Farmington continues to make the kind of moves that bring results to the community and make the best use of public dollars. Efficiency starts with having the right leaders in the right roles. In 2024, Farmington had the opportunity to put 2 strong leaders into key positions at City Hall. I'm pleased that our new Assistant City Manager, Chris Weber, and our new Director of Finance and City Treasurer, Jamie Pullman, were both promoted to their positions after years of successful leadership in their prior roles. This ability to promote from within preserves the Farmington way, providing continuity in our leadership and simultaneously rewarding strong performance and tenure with the city. I am confident that both will perform exceedingly well, and I have no doubt that Farmington will continue to prosper from their leadership. One benefit of having leaders in the right roles is that they can find efficiencies and deliver them. Farmington is one of many communities that does extensive planning, and 2025 is a big year for us. With updates to our city's master plan, our downtown master plan, and our parks and recreation master plan all on deck. Normally, each of these plans would go through a bidding process individually, and each one managed as a separate project. While this approach works just fine, we saw efficiency in not only combining the bidding process, but the project management and public engagement for these plans as well. Good planning relies on solid public feedback. Planning fatigue can impact the quality of the finished documents. So City Hall has combined this planning activity into one engagement that will be supported by the city's engineers at OHM Advisors. And we need your help. For those of you who attended the Business Expo earlier, you saw a QR code upstairs to participate in the community feedback portion for the master planning process. As these plans are being updated, we need public input to ensure the highest possible quality and alignment with your priorities. Watch our socials for more information on how to participate and help us prepare Farmington for the future. Now, no discussion about efficiency and effectiveness can continue without acknowledging the work of the clerk's office in 2024. The recent presidential election brought with it new changes to election administration that had to be implemented, including 9 days of early voting, installation and monitoring of ballot drop boxes, electronic ballot notification and tracking systems, and more, all while managing one of the highest voter turnouts Farmington has ever seen. My hat's off to Clerk Bachman and her team of consummate professionals and poll workers. They ensured an accurate, efficient election took place in our city, and I couldn't be more proud. Another area where the city has found opportunities to increase efficiency is in our building and planning department, which is now led by Assistant City Manager Weber. Our permitting process is highly standardized and ripe for automation using software that is readily available. As a technology advocate and enthusiast in the private sector, I've seen firsthand how the implementation of digital workflow and software tools can improve productivity and quality, reduce errors and wait times, and improve customers' experiences. I'm pleased to announce that Farmington is taking the initial steps to implement digital permitting in the city. Based on feedback from other cities that have already implemented similar solutions and also from contractors who prefer this approach, we expect higher compliance with permitting requirements, more accurate scheduling of work inspections, and an increase in productivity for building department staff that will free up their capacity for more complex and creative work. These results will continue to move Farmington forward as we update our systems. And we need to adapt because we face our share of challenges. One of the biggest is infrastructure renewal. While we celebrated our bicentennial, that milestone also reminds us that as a well-established city with a rich history, we also bear the responsibility to renew our water and sewer infrastructure, some of which is more than 75 years old. The good news is we have well-maintained systems thanks to the leadership and diligence of Chuck Udy, our Superintendent of Public Works, and his team. Day in and day out, they ensure that our assets endure, in many cases beyond their useful design life, and I am so grateful for their work. The bad news is renewing this infrastructure isn't easy, and for sure, it's not cheap. Chuck and his team have responded to multiple sewer failures in the past year, totaling $614,000. That equates to $5,430 per foot of sewer when we have to perform an emergency repair. That same action, if planned in advance, costs only $148 per foot, 37 times less. But our emergency situations are becoming more frequent, and they are outrunning our ability to save up and pay for necessary upgrades. It's like the car you want to replace, but you can't save up because it's always in the shop. Farmington must take action to prevent this aged infrastructure from becoming a drain on our resources in addition to a drain for our wastewater. We are in active discussions with Oakland County on this topic, and we are optimistic that we can collaborate to address this issue in multiple older communities where expensive infrastructure needs to be renewed, but in a more cost-efficient way as opposed to each community attempting to run around and bond for its own project. I want to thank Treasurer Wittenberg for his role in that. It's very well appreciated, and I can tell you that many communities in Oakland County would benefit from such an initiative, so thank you for your support. But make no mistake, the day may come when we may need to ask Farmington to help itself. And I know if that day comes, Farmington will do what it has always done, whatever is necessary to preserve and equip our community for the future. And the team at City Hall, along with your City Council, are taking the steps needed to get ahead of this situation and solve it for the long term. This solutions-based mindset is why we have momentum on our side. There's so much support for our city, and that support has come in very tangible ways that will materialize in 2025. Farmington is a city that values community well-being and active living. We're committed to providing residents, families, and visitors with resources that make healthy living more than just a couple of words. That's why today I'm proud to announce that Farmington has received $300,000 in financial support from the National Fitness Campaign, Priority Health, and Oakland County Parks to install 2 outdoor fitness courts in town. Farmington will join more than 600 other cities nationwide in providing dedicated facilities for outdoor fitness. Movement is medicine. Regular physical activity improves heart health, reduces stress, and enhances well-being. We will offer these benefits to the public at both Shiawassee and Flanders Parks. Our local fitness groups will soon have an option to move their activities into these spaces and enhance the experience for their members. After construction of the 2 fitness courts completes in late summer, Farmington will be only the second city in Michigan to boast multiple fitness courts. I'm so very grateful for the investment that Oakland County Parks, Priority Health, and the National Fitness Campaign are making in our city, and I hope to see you all on the courts taking full advantage of them. Farmington's momentum extends beyond our parks, and so does the support. As I mentioned earlier, we're embarking on a combined master planning activity. One of the topics that will be examined in the master plans is the idea of transit-oriented development. All right, some fans. Yeah, 2 of them. For anyone who has attempted to take the 305 bus on Grand River Avenue, particularly in the wintertime, you've probably noticed that our bus stops are a little more than a signpost marking where the bus stops. With snow piled up from plowing, it can be pretty challenging to board or get off a bus in Farmington. That's why we've applied and been approved for an $80,000 grant from Oakland County to add more defined features to our stops, including sidewalk, benches, and other safety and comfort enhancements. I want to thank the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, and specifically Commissioners William Miller and Gwen Markham for their support in receiving these funds as an investment in the Grand River Corridor. But yes, that's what, please, yes. While we're talking about the corridor, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the private sector's role in also bringing investment and upgrades to Grand River Avenue. Many of you may know that after a long stay in probate, the old Detroit Interurban Railway building, commonly known as the Winery in Farmington, has finally sold to a new owner. Yeah. Just making sure you're all still out there, okay. The new owners have experience with historic property renovation, having completed projects in Ann Arbor and elsewhere. I'm very excited to see what's in store for the winery, and I have no doubt that the property will catalyze other redevelopment in the east end of town. Farmington is a redevelopment-ready community, a designation from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation that unlocks technical assistance and planning resources to focus on areas like the corner of Grand River and Orchard Lake. Coupled with our tax increment financing tools like the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority and the Corridor Improvement Authority, Farmington moves quickly and brings support to developers that want to come alongside the new owners of the winery to revitalize East Farmington and replicate the success that we've seen in downtown Farmington. So to the developer community, I invite you to bring your ideas to City Hall. We've had tremendous success partnering with developers big and small. We've learned a lot, and we want to deploy that learning on more projects in the city. But Farmington's support extends even farther afield. I had a chance encounter with the Sindaco, or mayor of Vacri, Italy, Dr. Pier Giuseppe Mamarella, during an event at the Huron River Club. That encounter led to a discussion about our 2 towns, the similarities and the differences. I learned that Vacri is about twice the size of Farmington, but has only 15% of our population. They dwarf Farmington's history, with mentions of their city dating back to the year 1056, and earlier signs of settlement in the 2nd and 3rd centuries BC. Talk about historic preservation. Sindaco Mamarella has since learned about our growth as a city, our commitment to responsible development and densification, and our commitment to enhancing public life through art, recreation, and community programming. This ongoing dialogue has led to a formal invitation from Sindaco Mamarella to collaborate with Farmington to achieve mutual goals for economic development, responsible growth, and cultural exchange. With the support of the City Council, I will pursue this opportunity for Farmington to expand its field of vision, to learn from a truly ancient community that has evolved and innovated through literally centuries of change. And they will learn from us as well, finding new and innovative ways to develop their community based on what we might consider to be normal mode or just another day at City Hall. Other Michigan communities, urban and rural alike, are seeking out these same international relationships to provide diplomatic stability and mutual support for our nations. It's time for Farmington to see the same benefits and enrichment that a global relationship provides. Plus, it's Italy. I mean, Peter, even you, yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, come on. Farmington's got momentum. We're gearing up for another wonderful season of activity, and we can't wait to see you around town. Ladies' Night Out returns to downtown Farmington on April 24th, featuring specials at participating downtown merchants, a pop-up artisan market at Riley Park, drink specials for strolling in the Syndicate Social District, and a scavenger hunt. Visit downtownfarmington.org for more info and to keep up on the offers from our downtown businesses. And mark your calendars for opening day at the Farmington Farmers and Artisans Market on May 3rd. We'll ring in another year of farm fresh produce and handmade goods led by market manager Walt Gajewski. Last year, the market welcomed approximately 4,500 patrons each week and was voted the best market in Metro Detroit for the 8th year in a row in Local 4's Vote for the Best contest. Here's one other short video to pique your interest.
Welcome to Farmington, Michigan. Here in the heart of this historic downtown, farmers, artisans, and neighbors gather weekly May through November. Saturday life in this Michigan small town brings locally grown produce, gourmet fare, and maker wares in a place where people share stories, laughter, and the simple joys of community.
Everything from produce to unique baked goods, you can really find it all here in downtown Farmington.
Come out to the market, you get great ideas, you see people are like-minded.
This pavilion exists as an anchor of an amazing public space that makes Farmington a magnetic community.
None of this would be possible without our strong customer base, so thank you, Farmington.
Really love coming down and just enjoying a nice spring or summer or even fall day.
You see the diversity come together and celebrate what we all have in common is our shared humanity and this fabulous community we call Farmington.
Warm, inviting. This is my favorite market of all time.
I've always said that when Alan Allman retires, Walt Gajewski should be the voice of Pillow Talk. Farmington's got momentum. We're gearing up for another wonderful season of activity, and if you want to keep up with the farmers market, Farmington Public Safety, or the city in general, consider subscribing to our new text-based notification system, TextMyGov. This utility launched last May is one of the latest updates to our website and is a great way to stay informed. As we continue to build it out, residents and visitors are able to ask questions to TextMyGov, which will respond with information that it is trained on from our website and frequently asked questions. You can customize your subscription to get the information you need, and it can save you a lot of time navigating the website or performing multiple searches for information, documents, policies, and forms. There's so much more to talk about, but all good things must come to an end. I want to take this opportunity to thank my wife, Missy, and my children, Sophia and Mateo, for supporting me as I serve the city I love very much. My service would mean nothing without their flexibility and understanding. Thank you, and I love you. I also want to thank my mom, Helene, and my dad, the original Joe LaRussa, for being here today to support me. You may have noticed my dad giving a standing ovation to the Valkyrie thing earlier in the presentation. The state of our city is strong, and Farmington's future is bright. I'm grateful to serve along dedicated and engaged elected officials and an administration filled with solid leadership. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, Greater Farmington Area Chamber of Commerce, for hosting tonight, and may God continue to bless the city of Farmington. And I will pay it forward. I'll pay it forward and leave Kelly's picture up there for a minute. Thanks, Susan.
Thank you, Mayor LaRussa. It is now my pleasure to introduce our new Superintendent of Farmington Public Schools, Dr. Kelly Coffin. Dr. Kelly Coffin has been in education for 30 years, serving as an educator in both general education and special education, a building administrator at the elementary and secondary level, local and intermediate school district assistant superintendent, adjunct professor for Eastern Michigan University's Leadership and Counseling Department, and a local district superintendent. Whew. Kelly's involved in many organizations, including a founding and current board member of the Michigan Future of Learning Council, a group of K-12 superintendents and district-level leaders committed to personalized, competency-based learning. Kelly also has worked most recently with Michigan Virtual to support educators in the work of embracing remote virtual learning and adopting a learning management system to enhance the K-12 instructional delivery model across the educational system. Professional publications include the book Necessary Leadership from 2018. In addition, Kelly was a member of the inaugural Google Plus GSV Education Innovation Fellowship Cohort, which is a fellowship of top-level instructional leaders dedicated to the use of technology as a lever for innovation and impact. Dr. Coffin currently serves as superintendent at Farmington Public Schools here in Farmington, Michigan. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kelly Coffin.
Thank you for that warm introduction. It is an honor and a privilege to be here with you this evening to talk about the great things that are happening at Farmington Public Schools. This is not something that I do by myself for sure, and I am so thankful for the incredible and supportive Board of Education that really allows for this work to continue in Farmington. I want to take a minute and recognize we have three of our board members here. We have President Terry Weems, Trustee Angie Smith, and Trustee Cheryl Blau. So a little bit about me. As Susan announced, this is my first year as a superintendent, 5th year with Farmington Public Schools. And at the heart of everything that drives me outside of the educational work is really my family. So there in the middle, you can see there's me and my husband at a Tigers game last summer. My husband's a builder. He's had his own business for about 30 years. You can see over there under the, with the StockX, that's my oldest son, Justin, his wife, and my amazing grandson who's going to be 3 this month, Callum. My son Justin works for StockX. He's a supply chain manager. I say this all the time. I've been in education my entire career. I don't know how you make money selling tennis shoes, but he's able to do that very well. My daughter-in-law, she also is a small business owner and has her own dance company, Joy Dance Company, and they live in Ypsilanti. Next, you'll see my middle son, or my youngest son, Nate and his girlfriend Mackenzie. He is a he's a environmental engineer at HRC, working in downtown and living in downtown Detroit. And then on the far side, you can see my son, Nick. He is my middle son. He is a lieutenant in the U.S. Navy, most recently finished his 2nd deployment, is now stationed in Japan, so looking forward to going and visiting him over there, but very proud of his service. And there you can see he's with his girlfriend, Mary Catherine. She is also in the Navy in the JAG division. So very proud of my family. Now switching over to the work we do at Farmington, everything we do is based on our vision and mission. A few years ago, we did a vision and mission refresh with our community. And what we identified is that we are, together with our diverse community, we are here to provide each and every learner the experiences they deserve to experience and explore their passions and their interest in order to prepare for their future. And how we do it is through our mission, or the lens that we look through every day, that we are all safe to investigate, grow, express, reflect, and innovate. And we do this through our instructional framework. You see the letters up there, PAN. P stands for positioning learners at the center of the learning experience. A means providing our learners with authentic experience and real-world experiencing. And this year, a primary focus on noticing and belonging. We know that our students and our staff all work at their best when we are able to be noticed, seen, and heard. And that means we actively reflect and interrupt our lived experiences to ensure this happens for our students. But you don't have to take it from me. As you can see up there, we have some of our students who shared that your voice, they shared with our entire staff that the work of our educators made them see that their voice truly does matter, as you can see what Siham said there. Melissa, who is new to our country, said she felt valued and noticed and wasn't left alone in the classroom. You can see Landon said his can'ts were turned into I can do that when his teacher noticed him specifically. And Sammy talked about her bus driver, that her bus driver knew the name of every single rider every single day. And she said, when you feel seen, you know that you matter. We also did a community survey to kind of get some feedback around our district. This survey was sent to all of our parents, a random sample of voters, and came back at a 95% confidence level. And the results were pretty clear that 80% of our parents and over 70% of our voters would recommend Farmington Public Schools to others. And so it just tells us that our parents and our community really think we're doing a pretty good job. When we were asked, why would you recommend Farmington Public Schools? It was about the people. It was the teachers, it was the staff, it was the community, it was the students. We also did an internal survey recently to look at our staff wellness, engagement, resiliency. And what we had a 73% response rate within our district, and that was pretty good. Where we were above average of the national norms, we're in total rewards, meaning that our staff feel that they are compensated fairly, they have a good working environment, and they enjoy working in the community that they are serving in. Instructional leadership and teamwork, the ability to work together and to collaborate for our students. When we asked our staff, what is it that makes you continuing to want to work here at Farmington Public Schools? You can see some of our staff's answer. And the last one says, I love working at FPS because we are providing an innovative learning experience that is changing lives and impacting our community. And that is the work that we do together with Farmington and Farmington Hills community. And we're so proud to serve an amazing community. And our why really is that we cannot do this work alone as a school system. And we know when we engage with others, that way we actually can have a solution that's big enough to solve any problem we will face. Our strategic plan is a way to bring our community in to help us and to support us be the system that we know we can be. Our strategic plan is designed around a business model where we focus on building and pouring into our people. It's focusing on our leadership and organization and the skills and attributes of the people who serve our students, as well as processes and tools and culture and values. And there you can see our 4 strategic planning goal areas. We also believe in accountability. Our board was very clear that it was important as we are doing this work that we are accountable to our community for high student achievement. You can see this is a snapshot of part of our strategic planning dashboard that we implemented this year, and we will be filling in with data at the end of this school year. The QR code will allow you to be able to see this on our website. We know that if we are committed to innovating for teaching and learning, that we should see results in our 3rd grade reading scores as measured by state and national assessments. So we're not shying away from accountability, and we know that together we can give our students the experiences that they deserve. In addition to our vision and mission, we also created our profile of a lifelong learner. What is it that we want our graduates, when they walk across the stage on graduation, to be able, the competencies, the skills, and dispositions we want them to have? Our community said we want compassionate community members, we want resilient problem solvers, we want empowered collaborators, strategic communicators, and we want people to work towards being self-actualized. As I mentioned earlier, we talk about our dashboard and our accountability to high standards and high student achievement. We don't just hope that happens. We monitor early impact. So I wanted to share today with you this evening that we are seeing in our mathematics at a variety of levels growth as we have adopted and implemented a new resource. You can see there that our 3rd grade foundational skills are up almost 17% from last year. At this time, that is based on new instructional high-quality resources that our teachers have access to. And of course, we want to pay attention, how are our graduates leaving? And you can see there when we look at our 11th grade from the SAT, from their growth from 9th grade when they took the original assessment, 75% of our 11th graders are high and high average growth in ELA, and 78% high average growth in math. We don't do this alone, as we mentioned. We have our communities, we work together, but we also have external partnerships to accelerate the learning experiences. We are proud to partner with Urban Learning Institute that's supporting us with authentic and real-world learning experiences and professional development with our teachers. We have New Tech Network that brings in problem-based, project-based learning experiences. We are partnering new partnership with Arizona State University to think differently about how we staff in our classroom. The one teacher, 25 students in a classroom is creating stress on our teachers where they feel isolated and alone and can feel burned out. Working with Arizona State University to look at staffing structures and models that it recognizes the strengths and talents of our teachers as they work collaboratively. We're also partnering with Michigan Educator Workforce Initiative, or MUI, to help Farmington to be a school that can set up exemplar classrooms for the state to be able to learn from. And finally, very excited about our new partnership with Oakland 80, where we have 2 career navigators that are provided to us free of charge, focused specifically on students focusing on their career goals and having the time to meet with our students in the high school to help them find their career path. So here's what we know. As I've mentioned many times, we can't do this alone as a school system. We know that our students, our families, our schools, and our communities thrive when students have access to proper nutrition before, during, and after school. Our students and families who live in our community are physically, emotionally, and psychologically safe. Our families have meaningful work experiences where they go each day and find joy and opportunities that fulfill them. And that our families know how to access community supports to strengthen their children's readiness for learning. So our continued efforts include ongoing meetings and collaborations with city officials, including our mayors, our city managers, our police chiefs, city council, the chamber, and many other partners. Provide educators the necessary tools and resources and supports that they need to accelerate learning experiences. We've heard loud and clear from our community everywhere we've gone that we need to ramp up our communication efforts and share the things that are happening at Farmington Public Schools and engage our community in these efforts. And recognize and take advantage of all the collaboration opportunities we have with the Farmington and Farmington Hills communities. Speaking of that, I want to announce this and looking for vendors and sponsors for this event. This will be the inaugural in partnership with the Farmington Farmington Area Chamber of Commerce on Wednesday, May 7th from 5 to 7:30 p.m. at Farmington High School, a business and community showcase, a free event for our families and our community to come together. If you are interested in having a table there or interested in sponsors, we are looking for sponsors so this can be a free event for our family and community members. Click on that QR code and send us a little note in that message. So, as they say, the best collaborations create something bigger than the sum of what each person can create on their own. So my challenge and offer to all of you is let's work together to take a swing at a solution that is actually big enough to solve the problems that we face. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Coffin. All right. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Farmington Hills Mayor Theresa Rich. She's a leader, attorney, and advocate committed to strengthening the Farmington Hills community. She was elected as mayor in 2023 after serving a prior term as a city council member. As a probate attorney, small business owner, and advocate for seniors, children, and families, she combines her legal expertise with a passion for public service. Dr. Rich's career spans over 3 decades in the automotive industry, where she led initiatives in tax law, corporate strategy, and global training seminars. Having served 14 years on the Oakland Schools Board of Education, her commitment to education continues as a part-time instructor at Wayne State University. She has also played a vital role on numerous boards and commissions at the local, state, and national levels. A proud Farmington Hills resident for over 30 years, Mayor Rich and her husband Brian own Rich Law PLLC and proudly raised their 2 adult children, former Farmington Public Schools trustee Zachary Rich and Allison Rich, MD, in Farmington Hills. Please join me in welcoming Farmington Hills Mayor Theresa Rich to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. You want to take a quick stretch? It's been an hour. Give you 10 seconds for it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I offered. My name is Farmington Hills Mayor Theresa Rich, and I am so pleased to once again take part in this important event. Thank you to the Greater Farmington Area Chamber of Commerce for asking me to represent the city of Farmington Hills tonight. This year, I am so excited to welcome even more community members to this event than we had in prior years. I have a lot of exciting stuff to share in the next 20 minutes, and so that we can get you out of here tonight, I would appreciate you holding your applause until the end. A mayor doesn't get anything done by herself alone, and so the first thing I want to do is acknowledge my fellow council members, I think 4 of whom are in the audience tonight. If you could please stand and let people know you're here, please. I'd also like to acknowledge members of the City of Farmington Hills administration. Could all please stand? There we go. At least they're getting the chance to stand. Thank you for being here tonight. And you've already heard about from our leaders at Oakland Community College, Farmington Public Schools, and the City of Farmington. I'm delighted to be able to work with all of you. When someone is elected mayor, the most frequent question is, what is your plan? Tonight, I will share that from what has happened in 2024 to what is coming up. But as you know, how you do something is just as important as what you do. So reflecting on Farmington Hills' 50-plus years as a city, and mine as a resident here for 33, it's obvious to me that Farmington Hills is a city built on joy, optimism, and resilience. Collective joy fuels us. Optimism inspires us. And resilience makes us stronger together. Farmington Hills continues to thrive because of an engaged community and strong leadership who share a commitment to making sure this city is a place where everyone is welcome. I'm committed to making Farmington Hills even more of a destination than it already is, and we're being noticed in big ways. In 2024, Farmington Hills further cemented its reputation as a regional powerhouse. We were one of only 100 cities nationwide to welcome the National League of Cities to showcase our diversity and history on a national level. Oakland County hosted its 2024 State of the County right here at the Hawk, bringing leaders from all corners of our county to our turf. And we were the first Metro Detroit community to team up with Visit Detroit for an immersive NFL draft preview at the Hawk, where we welcomed thousands of visitors from Metro Detroit. Now, we know strong partnerships begin in our backyard. We're continuing to nurture relationships and share resources with some of our closest allies, the City of Farmington, Farmington Public Schools, and the Farmington Community Library. We're prioritizing connections with organizations that represent our diverse community, like the Turkish American Society of Michigan, the Zeckelman Holocaust Center, the Dawoodi Boras, and the Council of Homeowners Associations. These important partnerships help the city strengthen its reputation as a destination for home ownership, recreation, business, and employment. Oh dear. Farmington Hills has established itself as a regional leader, seeking a solution to deer population management. We're working with government leaders across city and county lines to find a solution to this growing community concern, because we know that to have a lasting impact, we must work together. We haven't made any decisions yet. We're meeting on this again April 28th. But we are thankful to be working closely with regional partners, including the Michigan DNR and the University of Michigan, to lay the groundwork for a future potential strategy. Farmington Hills has also become a regional hub for top-tier medical care. Corewell Health continues to be one of the largest employers in our city, offering high-quality care in a variety of practices, and Henry Ford Health System is on our northern border. Oakland Community College, as you've already heard, is relocating a majority of its health science programs to its Orchard Ridge campus in Farmington Hills to educate the next generation of medical minds. And speaking of minds, the Michigan Institute for Neurological Disorders, MIND, expanded their care options for patients experiencing headache and facial pain disorders. And Northwestern Highway has become a medical mile. Next time you drive down Northwestern Highway, look around and see what's changed. It is now rich with some of the region's best care providers who recognize the value of our city's strategic location. So here's your did you know for the night. Did you know that quality medical care is available within a 30-minute drive for 70% of the region's population? The region's population. That's 2.7 million people, folks. A coming attraction is the Kirk Gibson Foundation for Parkinson's Wellness Center, which will open this year. And some of the folks from there are here tonight. This is going to be a groundbreaking Parkinson's care facility that will provide support and free resources to the community. Did you hear the word free? And that's on Northwestern Highway. Last year, generous city staffers raised over $2,000 through their annual holiday basket gift raffle to support the center and welcome them to the community. Let's talk large business for a minute. We continue to see exciting business investments in Farmington Hills. Comerica Bank chose to locate its Great Lakes campus here, the bank's largest operations center with 2,000 employees supporting banks nationwide. It is the largest business to open in our city since before the COVID pandemic. Farbman, one of the largest and most successful commercial real estate companies, relocated their world headquarters to our city, and international businesses continue to invest in our community, creating opportunity for employment and innovation, including Japan Solderless Terminals, JST, building their impressive eco-friendly campus off of 12 Mile Road, and it's embedded in the natural landscape. You need to take a drive by there. It's amazing. And I would like to note that the Deputy Consul General of Japan is here with us this evening as well, another regional partner. And Jinjing Electric, a Chinese EV supplier that is expanding its U.S. operations in Farmington Hills, is adding 100 jobs. But let's also talk small business. We continue to support and uplift small businesses throughout our city. We're doing a market study in the Grand River Corridor to discover how this area can better serve our residents. We're exploring adding more options for grocery and specialty stores, and we recently learned this area could support roughly 20 new restaurants, and we're talking between Orchard Lake and Inkster along Grand River. So you entrepreneurs out there, Farmington Hills is open for business. We've created the city's first brownfield grant to incentivize redevelopment in previously overlooked areas. And as one of the most diverse cities of our size in the United States, with our 84,000 residents who speak 67 languages in their homes, to promote the entrepreneurial spirit, we are expanding small business outreach to include a multilingual approach. Through a $1.2 million investment in new technologies, we're working to make processes easier for residents and businesses interacting with the city and improve workflows for city employees. These new technologies will be fully introduced by 2026 and will allow us to move vital functions online, making operations more modern and efficient, including tax payments, permit requests, building plan reviews, job applications, timekeeping, and more. And we've rolled out new equipment and programs to city staff to ensure that essential city operations continue safely, securely, and without interruption. We continue to enhance our Citizen Problem Reporter on the city website, and we've added smart signs at key locations across the city to keep community members informed and engaged. We're grateful to be able to take on the responsibility of being good stewards of our community. The financial health of Farmington Hills is excellent, and we are proud of the city's award-winning fiscal responsibility. For 41 years in a row, Farmington Hills has been recognized by the Government Finance Officers Association. This accomplishment reflects our dedication to responsible budgeting and transparency in government. And this is how we plan for the future, ensuring that our community members have what they need, that operations continue, and that our facilities are maintained without going beyond our means. Thanks to voters renewing the crucial roads millage in 2024, we'll all be able to continue making essential infrastructure improvements. In 2024, we invested more than $23 million in improving major and local roads, including 11 Mile last fall. And this coming year, we're investing even more. We're investing $33 million in infrastructure improvements. These projects are led by professionals with a commitment to excellence in public service. For the third time in a row, Farmington Hills achieved accreditation from the American Public Works Association. Now, I want to put this in perspective for you. We are one of only 3 accredited public works agencies in the whole state, and the only city to receive that designation. We're also working to conserve our beautiful green spaces and natural resources for generations to come. Using grant funds, we're implementing a comprehensive ecological management plan to encourage the growth of native plants and animals and restore natural resources while managing invasive species. In 2024, our clerk's office was hard at work for our community, implementing numerous election changes from the state of Michigan and completing 4 safe and secure elections. We ensured that every eligible resident who wanted to vote did. And that was whether they did it in person on Election Day, by mail, or in person as part of a very successful first year of early voting. In 2024, the city was committed to creating growth opportunities for city staff. Staff attended numerous conferences for professional development, bringing back knowledge to enhance work in Farmington Hills. And monthly staff lunch and learns encouraged personal development and socialization with cross-department peers, because we are, after all, one Farmington Hills. These covered topics from mindfulness and meditation to important cultural moments like Black History Month and Hispanic Heritage Month. The city's DEI Council is working to ensure an inclusive and equitable employee experience. City staff has been dedicated to sharing its expertise with young people to create future talent pipelines through engaging programs such as Blue, Red, and You to inspire young women interested in careers in police and fire, and My Career Quest to expose youth to opportunities in public works. Boards and commissions continue to be an important way we hear from our community. Last year, the City Council appointed more than 40 new board and commission members, some pictured here, in addition to reappointing every single commissioner who wanted to continue serving our city. Many of these new faces had never been involved in local government before. These dedicated volunteers play a crucial role in shaping policy and initiatives, and I am so proud that membership is reflective of our community, representing diverse perspectives on issues that matter. High attendance at the city's signature events continue to prove that quality of life in Farmington Hills is exceptional. Art on the Grand, in partnership with the Farmington DDA, had a record number of art lovers attend, over 40,000. And more families than ever visited City Hall in the fall for our annual citywide open house. Now, about seniors. We are dedicated to an exceptional quality of life for residents of all ages, interests, and abilities, including adults 50 and better, like me, who call Farmington Hills home as we age in place. We've expanded services, providing over 100,000 meals, 15,000 bus rides, 600 holiday packages, and numerous daily programs, dozens of special events for our ever-expanding group of active older adults. Now, we know that this engaged group of residents wants to know the future of the Costick Center. And we are committed to keeping you in the loop while we evaluate how we can serve you even better. In fact, there is a listening session tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 with the Farmington Area Commission on Aging at the Costick Center. Opportunities for recreation are almost infinite in Farmington Hills, from tennis and pickleball to archery, golf, and more, offering community members opportunities to exercise, get outside, and socialize. And in fact, the Farmington Hills Golf Course had a record-setting season with over 51,000 rounds in 2024. So in case you're doing the math, and Mayor LaRussa, I know you are, that means nearly 1 million holes played last year alone. See the partnership, there you go. There are also endless opportunities for our youth, including our extensive summer camp program, which welcomed over 6,500 campers and employed hundreds of local teens and adults, a new record. For those of you looking for summer employment, Farmington Hills is hiring. Now, cultural arts and theater. We are committed to cultural arts as an essential service in order to expose diverse groups to the arts. We welcomed over 30,000 concert goers to performances last year, including right here at the Hawk Theater, where you can see musical performances of all genres and cultural programming year-round. And by the way, ABBA's almost sold out. Rock Around the Hawk is a free program to expose preschool-aged kids and their caregivers to the arts. We welcomed over 1,000 attendees to that, in addition to that being recognized as one of the most innovative recreational programs in the state. We're focused on quality of life for our youngest community members. The Farmington Hills Nature Preschool increased enrollment by 28% last year. This immersive, accredited, nature-based learning program supports childhood development and encourages a lifelong connection to nature. Now, y'all know it wouldn't be one of my speeches if I didn't talk about weddings. One of the best perks of being mayor is officiating weddings. I cannot think of a better way to promote joy, optimism, and resilience than helping start a new family right here in the city, whether the family coming together is age 21 or 71 or 81, it's still starting a new family in this city. I have had the pleasure of presiding over more than 80 weddings in the last year and a half, and each couple, go ahead. Yeah, let's hear it for our, because love is in the air in Farmington Hills. And each couple is so different from the next. It is truly a reflection of our city and its diversity. 2024 also marked the start of a new tradition, Farmington Hills I Do Still, a group Valentine's Day vow renewal at the city's historic wedding venue, the Longacre House. We welcomed nearly 50 couples from across Metro Detroit to showcase our city and its welcoming spirit in 2024, and it was so popular we had to bring it back for 25. We know public safety is essential to quality of life. We talked a little bit about that at the start of the evening. I am proud that Farmington Hills is routinely one of the safest cities of its size in Michigan. In 2024, our Farmington Hills Police Department was focused on expanding their capacity to make the city even safer. We added the city's first crime data analyst, who will examine traffic and crime patterns, so our police can be proactive in using resources to protect our community. And as mental health incidents continue to increase, Farmington Hills Police took their training to the next level, becoming the first department in the state to provide mental health training to every officer and dispatcher, so they're ready to respond to mental health crises with empathy. The state of Michigan clapped too, because this level of training set a precedent in Michigan. And now our program, the program our officers completed, is now a requirement for all recruits in Michigan police academies. The police department also added 2 new canine teams. Everybody in the city loves the canines, who have special training to sniffing out illicit drugs and other potential threats to safety in our community. Our police and fire departments have doubled down on community engagement because we know it is crucial to fostering trust, enhancing public safety, and encouraging an informed public. From Shop with a Hero to the police department's popular women's self-defense classes and the fire department's annual fall assemblies in Farmington Public Schools, our police and firefighters had so much fun with community members of all ages. Between the fun, however, Farmington Hills Fire Department was very busy. 2024 was our busiest year ever. Farmington Hills fire crews responded to nearly 13,000 incidents, including 200 fires, and started a partnership to provide EMS services to our neighbors in Farmington. Through it all, they committed to making every day a training day, completing 20,000 hours of training, ensuring our fire department is prepared to support the community during natural and man-made disasters while still prioritizing firefighter safety and well-being. And the impact of the Farmington Hills Fire Department doesn't stop there. Last year, a fire investigation led to a nationwide recall of 130,000 faulty lithium-ion battery power banks and recognition from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. There is no doubt that the future is bright in Farmington Hills. We've had so much conversation about that picture. And we are so excited for what it holds. We're working to implement the city's new master plan that was approved last year. This plan was informed by community input that will shape the next 50 years for our city, and it'll help us move forward to a more resilient future by modernizing amenities and ensuring that we are ready to meet future challenges, while maintaining our commitment to the shared community values of sustainability and economic vitality. We're also strategizing on how to bring more public art to beautify our outdoor spaces. Stay tuned for more there. So, isn't this glorious? This year, that's right, this year, construction will start on the new gateway sign on I-696 in Orchard Lake. I think the contract's coming to us in council next meeting. It is an exciting way to welcome visitors and instill pride in our community. And I tell you what, people are going to go driving by that on I-696, eastbound and westbound, and just go, wow. And we're here for their jealousy. There is nothing more joyful and optimistic than welcoming new life to Farmington Hills. Last year, members of the Farmington Hills Fire Department helped longtime residents Jordan and Catherine Norsegian welcome their baby boy, Jordan Jr., to the world in a unique delivery along Northwestern Highway. I told you it was the medical mile. I think the Norsegian family may be out in the hall, or are you in the audience? Please stand and be recognized. Jordan Jr. is in fine voice tonight. And now I am thrilled to debut a special video that captures the character of the city we call home. This is home. Before I go, I have one more exciting announcement. Because this is home means home for everyone. I'm convening an advisory council on accessibility. Whether in employment, community service, or general community inclusion, we are working to do a better job of including people with disabilities. And to that end, in conjunction with the Advisory Council and the Arts Commission, we're putting out a call for arts submissions by our local people with disabilities and their friends. There will be a showcasing of these works toward the end of the summer, and some of the work will later be displayed in my office in City Hall, as well as the Lansing offices of our state representatives, Samantha Steckloff, Kelly Breen, and Jason Hoskins, and our state senators, Rosemary Bayer and Mary Kavanaugh. Stay tuned for more. I know I've shared a lot tonight, so let me close with this. The state of our city is strong and our future is bright. Whether you are a resident, a business, or an employee, in Farmington Hills, you are welcome, and this is home. Thank you to my fellow presenters. Thank you to the Chamber for hosting tonight's event. Thank you, council, for your partnership. And thank you all for coming this evening. Please be sure to collect your gift on the table from the City of Farmington Hills. On the way out, we have a special surprise for all of you. And now let's turn it over to our Executive Director to close the evening. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I hope that you're as inspired as I am. The idea of working together with Mayor LaRussa, Mayor Rich, the entire teams that were put together to make this happen, Chancellor Provenzano and Dr. Coffin. Together, we are the spirit of collaboration. We at the Chamber are ready. We are looking forward to playing our role in making Farmington, the greater Farmington area, the place that people want to live, want to work, want to own homes, and want to own businesses. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We appreciate you, and we will see you next year.